Well, here's one thing that might be part of what you're talking about. It's like when you have a line, you've got something you're doing, right? Like you're playing an idea, and the chords are coming and going, and you want to keep your idea going and moving, and you're not just thinking about hitting a note that's going to let everybody know that hey, I do know what this chord is that I'm playing over. And so you want to continue the idea. And one thing that Henderson did is that he said really improved his playing was he'd play on one string, and he'd move it up and down with the chords, and as they changed, he'd play appropriately, like G minor, maybe. And then it goes to C minor, right, with the 13. And then back to G minor. I'm going to skip the 6 and go to the 5th, because it's chord tone. I just thought it'd sound more resolved. And then to the E flat, Lydian. I mean, here it's all kind of in the same scale. Anyway, back to G minor. But like if you take that a little bit more, like less grueling, and you play like G minor. You could hear I just switched to C minor. Because on the downbeat I played the chord tone, sorry, the 3. And then back to G minor. To the E flat, to G minor, to the major, and then back to G minor. You know, and what I'm doing is I'm playing ideas. I think I'm moving around in ways I want to, at least, and then I'm doing something when each chord comes, so that I can hear the harmony, regardless of the fact there's no chords being played. So like if I'm playing and I've got G minor. Like I'm hoping there's one little weird moment in there, but for the most part, like I'm sort of signaling the chords, you know, like by playing chord tones on downbeats. G minor to C minor to E minor to G. And there, I mean, I'm basically playing just the triad. Except I added one scale tone. The 9. And I just did it because I wanted to move up, and I wanted to play something a little more than just, you know, like G minor to C minor and G minor, you know. I wanted to do more than that, so when the E flat came, and then G minor, and here I'm thinking of the arpeggio. And then that's the G minor, and then I know, I need a major 7, right? And then I just played the major 7 to show off that major 7 chord, because there's no chords being played, and I want to show that major chord, that minor major 7 exists, so I play the major 7. And I go back to G minor because the song starts over. To C minor. To G minor. That's like chord tones, you know? It's like when I did the G minor, C minor, that's a chord tone. That's all chord tones. And then G minor, I need a chord tone. That's a chord tone. And then the E flat comes. That's a chord tone. Those are all the triad notes. And then the E minor comes, or G minor. So I do G minor pentatonic. And then I need the major 7. So I go with the major 7. And the rest I can just play minor pentatonic. I'm doing like we did here, where we just changed the major 7 so the pentatonic scale sounded like this. I did the same thing here. And I just actually, what I did was I jumped here. And then back up in my G minor pentatonic. To C minor pentatonic. And there I added a major 7. So I'm playing my minor pentatonic. I'm thinking, right? In the same way you would normally add a blues tone, like. I did the same thing with a major 7. And then G minor. E flat comes. I'll do my major 7. Arpeggio from the E flat major. Right? And then I got G minor. Maybe let's do G minor arpeggio. And then I have the major 7.